In this video, I'm going to give you a technique for you to test on your own to show you that the law of attraction works. Ready? Here we go. Hello and welcome back to another video of Divine Alchemy, where I help you create the reality that you want. My name is Jason. Thank you very much for joining me. So within studying the stuff of the law of attraction, like I said a couple of times before on my channel, when people get into this stuff, they find so much different information. It can be very overwhelming, and then they give up the process, thinking that, oh, this is just wishful thinking, and this does not work whatsoever. So I want to give you a technique for you to test on your own to show you that this stuff works. And one of the ways for me to help myself solidify in my brain, because what the brain and the subconscious tend to do, it tries to figure things out on its own, but then when it tries to figure things out on its own, especially when you're learning the law of attraction, your mind may not be strengthened enough yet that you have enough faith in it. So, it can be a little difficult to grasp these concepts at first. So, in order to do so, like I said, that your mind, when you pop something in there that you're trying to manifest, usually after a period of time, you're like, oh, there's no way that this can happen. How is that going to work? And, all down the line with all the negative self-talk that starts to happen in the mind. That's what the subconscious mind is designed to do, because it's designed to keep you safe. It doesn't want to see you get hurt or your hopes up, and so it basically tries to keep you in this status quo. And it's kind of like a thermostat. It's cold in your house. It's at 62, and you raise it up a couple degrees, let's say up to like 72. It'll start to raise, but then after a while, your mind will be like, oh, this is something new and it's foreign. I'm not used to this, so I'm going to take you right back to that comfortable area that's very familiar with you. It may not feel the greatest because, 62 degrees, and to some people it's kind of cold, so it's uncomfortable, but it is very familiar, so they know at least what they are going to get, because they are pretty much conditioned and stuck in that realm. Because the thing is that, when we want something, be like, oh yeah, that sounds real great, you start feeling really good about it, but then the thoughts come in, oh, I'm not worthy of that, other people deserve this stuff, not me. So now you are talking yourself out of your own greatness. And so in order to get past that, I firmly suggest that you test this stuff out in small increments to show you that this stuff works. And if you are familiar with the works of, which I highly suggest you go out and research, the works of Dr. Joseph Murphy. And by the way, you can YouTube all this stuff, or go on Google and look for their books. Dr. Joseph Murphy, Neville Goddard, one of the most amazing teachers when it comes to this stuff, because he keeps it pretty practical, but he also has real-world testimonials whenever he was giving his lectures, years and years ago, and this stuff is very relevant to this day. So look up Neville Goddard. What else? Greg Braden is another really good one. He bridges a lot of science and spiritual principles together in a very pragmatic way, and his whole thing is to solidified within science, quantum physics, and kind of veers away from the getting overly philosophical or esoteric, because not every day that people are studying esoterics and they'd be like, what is this stuff? So keeps it grounded in science and showing that it also works. Also, another one is Dr. Joe Dispenza, and coming from his own testimonial where he crushed his spine in a cycling accident, and then he was visualizing in his mind that his spine was healed, 12 weeks later of doing that repetitive, ingraining in his mind, envisioning, or I should say dimensionalizing, what all of his senses in his inner subconscious, because again, subconscious can't tell the difference between fact and fiction. It just says, hey, this is real, so I must execute this somehow. And that's what your subconscious mind's designed to do. It's designed to calculate and figure out problems. So if you unwire those old negative thoughts or ways of doing things or behaviors from your past that you unconsciously conditioned, then that's when you start to take your power back. So one of the techniques that I really like doing is get in a relaxed place and kind of get specific on something that you want to manifest. Now, I'm not going to say, hey, go try to manifest $1 million within a week, because 9 times out of 10, most of the people are going to be like, yeah, that's way too absurd, way too high of a goal to receive. And, our minds think very linear, and they're going to be like, well, how's this going to happen? There's infinite ways on how something can happen. And that's what your subconscious mind is programmed to do. It has an infinite amount of ways that is beyond your comprehension, and it is designed to figure out problems. It'll figure them out either in a good manner or in a negative manner if your mind is not strengthened enough. So get in a relaxed place, or right before you're about to go to sleep, and ask your subconscious mind, what is something that I can manifest that feels natural and easy to use or easy to do. And really it's almost like getting to that point to where you don't even care if you have it anymore, or even care if you do get it, because you're releasing all expectation from it, and don't even worry how it's going to happen. And that really frees up a lot of the energy in your subconscious mind for it to figure out the path of least resistance to get to that directive of your manifestation. Now, the thing is that you don't want to go use your externals. You want to generate the feeling that you already have it here and now. So one of the techniques that Dr. Joe Dispenza had one of his clients do is try to manifest a $2 bill. And the reason why I chose a $2 bill was that it's something that it's easy enough for the mind to comprehend, but it's also rare enough to know that when you get this manifestation, it came from an infinite intelligence beyond your thinking or beyond your comprehension. Because when you think in terms of energy, everyone is connected together. Separation is really just an illusion. So if you look at an inanimate object, that's all pulsating energy, and everything is literally connected. So when you're using your subconscious mind to visualize something, you are basically visualizing or dimensionalizing with your 5 senses in your mind something of energy. You're tapping into the quantum field of infinite possibilities, which is nothing but pure energy. It's pure black. It's not nothing bad. It's just black. It's awareness. It's nothing but a massive energy. You tap into that in your subconscious mind, and then you start programming that neurologically in your brain, and you keep doing it over and over and over again, but you must be playful about it. So again, to test this process out, I don't necessarily advocate giving a timeline, but in order to have some fun with it, challenge yourself and see if you can manifest something within a week. Now, within that week, here's the tricky part. You have to completely let go of the expectation, visualize that you already have it, but don't even care if you have it. So there's a paradox there. So for me, I'm pretty good at manifesting free cups of coffee, free gifts here and there. Like there was some white plates that I wanted to get so I can do food plating because I'm a chef by trade. And so I just popped it in the back of my mind. I didn't even really sit down and try to visualize or meditate on it for 7 days. I just popped it in the back of my mind and then completely forgot about it, didn't even care about it. And when I least expected it, a friend of mine handed me an 18-piece dinner set, not only with the plates that I wanted, but even more stuff like dinner bowls, little bread plates as well too. So I got even more than what I expected. So a lot of the times, your manifestation will exceed your expectations, because when you're thinking of, source or God or, whatever denomination that you believe, they want nothing but the best for you, or this energy wants nothing but the best for you. So it's going to probably give you even more so than, sometimes you could even handle. I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but will give you a crap load of stuff that you weren't really expecting. There's another testimonial that I was watching one of Dr. Joe Dispenza's lectures where he had someone that was dimensionalizing in his mind that he wanted $10,000. And so in his mind, he was visualizing $10,000, but then something in his vivid imagination was putting another zero behind it, so it was actually $100,000. And he's like, no, I don't want that much money. Basically he's telling himself he's not deserving of it. Dr. Joe's like, no, go for it. You are completely worthy of it. So keep pressing upon it in your mind and just dimensionalize it. Feel that you already have it. Start to crystallize it, but let it go. Kind of like set it and forget it. So long story short, I believe it was about a week or 2 weeks later, or a very short period of time, he goes out to dinner with one of his friends. And his friend was like, hey, I want to do you a favor. Since you helped me out when I was in dire straits or in a very, and I just needed this favor done because it was very critical. The guy was like, all right, cool. This may be the part where I get my $10,000. And what it actually ended up happening was his friend gave him $500,000, and they showed the bank statement at the lecture, and the guy was like, I was completely blown away. This is insane. So he kept a portion of the money, but he gave most of it away because he realized that when you are working with energy, there is infinite amount of ways, and that there is plenty of wealth to go around. You will never be not abundant if you get your mind on the right path. So within doing this stuff, it'll start to build your faith in that these processes work. So again, just to keep it simple, find something or ask yourself, what is something that I can manifest very easy, but that I know it's going to be rare enough that it's basically saying, hey, this is from the universe and you are deserving of this. So like I said, again, a cup of coffee, $2 bill, even try maybe getting the job call that you want. And how to do this, one of the best ways to do it is prior to sleep. You get into a nice, relaxed, meditative state. Like I said, right before you go to sleep. You don't have to sit in lotus position. You can take some sleepy time tea or even like a natural sleep aid for you to relax, because the idea is you want to calm down the analytical mind, or what is referred to as analytical overlay. And then don't even be concerned on how it's going to happen. You visualize that you have your coffee or your $2 bill in your hand. Like, imagine and dimensionalize it, play around with it, where you are literally holding the money up to your nose. You're smelling it, you're looking at it, you're feeling the textures of what it would be like. Or this can be with anything that you feel is most natural enough and easy enough for you to manifest. And I guarantee you, if this is done properly, you will get that manifestation. And this stuff happens to me time and time again, and it always surprises me every time this stuff happens. And also hearing other people's testimonials and experiences that keep solidifying more and more of the faith that you can basically be anything you want. You literally have to put your mind to it. So they call it mind over matter, because your mind controls your subconscious, and matter, it's a physical object. So mind is energy, and matter is also energy too. But when you raise above that conscious level, you're tapping into that quantum field of possibility to lock on to that directive. Now, it's going to take you in a way you least expect. So don't even expect a certain way. Don't even calculate or try to predict how this is going to happen. Just let it happen. Because a stranger just may come up to you. Maybe you're doing ride sharing, and a person gives you a $2 bill as a tip, which happened to me, and not only one $2 bill, but two $2 bills. And there was one time where a person gave me three $2 bills. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. So it just starts solidifying more of the faith that there is definitely some sort of energy that thinks and observes everything that you do and gives you exactly in direct proportion of how you think and how you feel. So you must be careful and be aware of how you're thinking and feeling, because like a boomerang, you throw that thought out there and that energy will eventually come back to you if you have either negative thoughts or positive thoughts. You are always manifesting. It does not stop. So be very aware of what you are thinking. So again, these are some of a tool that I like to use to test it out and be playful with it. Don't get like all upset if it doesn't happen within a week. Maybe it's going to take a little longer, and it may happen like a month or maybe a year from now. And I've had things to where I just gradually put in my mind, like I wanted a pour over coffee pot because I had broke mine. I'm like, man, I really wanted one. And then a year later, Christmas time comes, and I get the exact same pour over pot that I had broken. And then I asked, like, how did you know? It's like, I don't know, I was just at the store and I got it. And that's the whole thing. What gave the intuitive impulse or thought for that person to pick that item up at that specific time? There is no such thing as coincidences, because, like I said, your thoughts are energy that are quantumly linked to everything. So be very careful or aware of what you're thinking. So if you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification for future videos on the law of attraction so I can help you get some tips, more understandings of it. And if you have testimonials of you manifesting things, leave them in the comments below, to inspire other people that this process works. And also, if you click in the link up above, there's going to be a 30-day health and wealth meditation that you listen to while you sleep, and that will also help you shut down your analytical mind to get out of your own way to start programming your subconscious for prosperity, health, wealth, love, abundance, the whole 9 yards. So again, if you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, and thank you very much for watching, and blessings.